All right, so this has been something I've been procrastinating kind of for a little while now, a couple of weeks. Been trying to figure out what to say. I've been getting a lot of the, thoughts and things in my head. It's like I gotta talk about this, gotta talk about that. And I think what I gotta do is I gotta simplify it. So anyway, before we get into that, I just want to also address that this is a crash vlog. I was actually planning on going outside. It's like 30 degrees outside, blue sky. It's actually not a really good. It's not a good day at all to be doing outside videography stuff at all. But that, if you've noticed, whenever I do a vlog, I'm generally outside. There's a lot of good reasons for that. And the simplest way to put it is I don't live in a place that is very good for making video. For one, I live in a basement suite, and so anything going on upstairs, I hear it just doesn't work. And for two, even if they're super chill and they're not really doing much, I don't feel comfortable talking out loud, because I don't. They could hear me too. And this could be multiple takes, right? It takes many takes. One of the things that I know I need to be working on or have been working on is they say you got to find your voice. And really, it's a combination of a lot of things. It takes a lot of practice in front of the camera to feel comfortable in front of the camera. But also, you need to see the feedback loop and the growth over time to see how you mature through that process. So when I have people potentially within ear sight, even outside, it, I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet. And that's where I've always wished I had somebody that was in with me on this because together we can feed off each other. We could problem solve together. We can support one another, right? So anyway, I was planning on running on outside to go do this, and I heard that the upstairs was leaving. I managed to peek through the window, and they both got into the vehicle. I don't know if they're gone for 5 minutes or 2 hours, but certainly saves me from wondering because that's literally what I was doing. I was looking at the map, like, oh man, where do I go? Where do I go? Where do I go? There's nowhere outside to go. It's good. So anyway, let's get into it. What have I been wanting to say for quite a while now? Well, let's start with the good news. The good news is I've been mentioning and saying networking, networking, networking. I got to get out. I got to create content. Content is a large part of my marketing, if you will. So even though I go to a public event and I try to do something with it, it still puts me on the map. The drawback to it is if I'm just showing up and winging it, it's not exactly professionalism. A large part of what I want to do is pre-plan a lot of details. What story, where it's going to go, who's, all that stuff. So thus far, I don't really have a lot of examples of that, but I am trying, and it is working. And that is the key thing that I've been like, yes, yes. I've actually got people like contacting me. I got a call today about something coming up, and as where I've been biting my nails for a couple, 2 or 3 weeks now is well, I don't think I can address everything, but my resources are not they're not the same that it's not the same that I had when I first started this about a year or I guess 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago before the whole COVID thing. When I left my job to pursue this, there was a lot of good reasons. One of them is it was taking a lot of time from me from doing things. All the events, all the weekends, all the everything was happening with that the same schedule as the job. And that job was not paying me enough to live off of. I was bleeding into my resources uh, in hopes that it won't be a fast bleed while I figure things out. Anyway, when I quit though, I still had resources, and this might be a little bit of a stretchy number, but between some work that I was anticipating on, some savings that I was saving because that's all I've been doing for a few years, saving and investing, and anyway, the ballpark number, and I'll admit it's a little bit high, but I had nearly $30,000 to build this off of. And so over the last 2 years, fast forward to today, I don't have those resources anymore. And part of those resources were going to go to a multiple of things. One of them was going to be my marketing. If you've seen my website, it's garbage. I'm not a web designer, and there's a lot of content and things that I wanted to do that I just don't have the resources for. Anywhere from business t-shirts to business cards to a lot of directories out there. It all costs money, and I'm certainly aware of it. And I kind of figured I was going to be spending about $10,000 in my first year just getting that stuff going. But I no longer have that anymore. Another goal that I had is I didn't want to build this business on debt, but that's another thing. So anyway, fast forwarding to today, and this is one of the resource problems that I have today that persisted even 2 years ago. When I moved out to Kelowna, I decided to forego the car expense. I can drive, I got my license, everything's all good. I just don't have $1,000 a month to afford one. So what I was hoping is I would build myself up locally here in Kelowna, see where I can ninja on my bike. That's another resource that's having problems. But where can I get around? What can I build from? And eventually, yes, I would love to have a business vehicle. It's essential. So anyway, today I'm finding myself, I'm getting contacted by people, companies and stuff like that. There's events, there's things that are quite literally outside of my reach. And they're home. See, this is why I can't shoot in my house. I had maybe 10 minutes. So it's not their fault. They live upstairs, but I have to now continue this outside somewheres. Suppose this would be a great time to rip on my bike for a moment, or my modes of transportation. This thing's a piece of shit. Brakes are undone. I broke one of them last January or something like that. The cable snapped. So I only have one brake and it's in the rear. And my back tire is bald. It's been bald for a couple of years. It's ironic because the maintenance on a bike is much cheaper than a car, and I can't even afford to maintain a bike. So everywhere I go, I'm avoiding hills and I'm avoiding people. I'm avoiding distance. I don't want to go anywhere. So, and I top it all off, there's also my shoes. My shoes are a couple of years old. I bought them before the COVID thing. They're looking like they need to be replaced. Looks like there is a couple of people there. Hopefully they're just there to chill and I can do my thing. Alright, where were we? Well, let's just get into the Canada Day stuff and some of the concerns that I had kind of circling around the last, well, 2-3 weeks now. Because I've been kind of not in a good overall, not where I wish I was right now. I guess a little bit of the good news again, like, you know, it's like I said, or as a reminder, I got people, they're filling out my discovery form. They're contacting me. There's interest. And I was using Canada Day as a legit, I'm busy, let me just, you know, work with this first and then, you know, we'll address that. Well, it's now a couple of weeks after Canada Day and, you know, they're calling. It's a good thing. So let's okay, so Canada Day and the Boyd Car Show was the two big events that I was focusing on this year because I had content from 2019 that I was planning to use for marketing purposes to help promote these events in my own way with my own resources to, you know, show something of what I can kind of do. And the long story short with that, well, you know, I created some ads on Facebook and whatnot, and I boosted them, and I think they did really well considering, you know, what I was able to put at it. But the car show, it rained really heavily, and I wasn't about to go running around filming video in that kind of rain.
just the risk wasn't really worth it. To get proper story, it was raining. But props to one of the other guys in town. He brought a splash-proof camera and gimbal setup, and he made a really good video of that. Honestly, what he did was probably better than what I would have probably been able to do, maybe. I mean, because what he did was like bang on. Props there. But anyways, so I don't know what happened exactly. I'm assuming it was a user error, something I probably did, but I don't know for sure. But I've got a really rigorous redundancy system. I have so many hard drives, and I keep multiple copies. I basically put one copy here. I got another hard drive that actually has 2 copies on it. And anyway, I don't know what happened, but at some point I actually deleted all the car show photos that I got, except for the ones for Fortune Creek. I did pull them originally to put into their own folder, and so I still have those. But considering that's all I got out of the day, I wasn't too happy about that. But I wasn't gonna lose sleep on that. Canada Day was coming up, and I was just gonna plug away at that. Weather was starting to look better anyway, and I was like, all right, let's go in there. Let's do my thing. Well, as you've seen with the last vlog video, it didn't really work out. I had some issues, and I tried my best, and when I came home, I looked at the content, and I had nothing that I was happy with. I mean, I had some B-roll here and there, but no story. Story is what drives it. Nobody cares about video. Nobody wants to see a video. They want the story. And I didn't get anything. And I even thought, like, maybe I could probably recycle some of it and create the story afterwards by, making, like, going in on another day and saying, hey, like a tighter shot, nothing with Canada Day stuff going on, and just be like, hey, feeling a little self-conscious about talking, and so what I'm probably going to do is, and just do more of a voiceover thing. But that's another thing I want to mention, and it's about my place. When I did the Canada Day promo video, it was like 2 minutes long, it was like less than 2 minute speech or whatever on that. I did that in the middle of the day. I thought nobody's home, there's no car in the driveway, so I was like, all right, this should take longer than 20 minutes to do. Well, halfway through that, I woke up the upstairs, and I just did it. I didn't stop myself. I just, like, it's a short speech. I just need to get it done. But it was another example, reminder of like why I can't work from home. It is what it is, and I don't blame them. It's just they live here too. And so anyway, with the Canada Day thing, I couldn't do voiceover work at home. It would be a much longer video, there'd be a lot more voiceover stuff, and I just don't feel comfortable speaking, because like I have to speak with energy, I have to speak with intent. I can't just be like, nobody cares, nobody wants to listen to that. So I have to work outside of my house, hence why I'm outside right now. This is the resources that I have to work with. So anyway, I was pretty down on that. I didn't know what to do, and I wasn't sure what to do. I created something eventually. It was like a less than 1 minute Facebook, YouTube video. I guess it's okay for what it is, but it's far from what I wanted, and I will never be able to justify what it is. I mean, if everybody's like, oh yeah, no, I'm glad you liked it, but it's still not what I was hoping for. So anyway, before this gets a little too longer than what it already is, I guess the final thing I want to say, because I'm sure there are people watching me, I know you're watching me, I know you're going to see this. I'm trying as hard as I can with what I have. I honestly, this is my heart, soul, mind, everything, and everything is, and it just feels like it's still not enough. It's not good till it's good, and nobody cares until it's good. And I'm sure you're watching this and you're thinking there's potential, but I'm behind the scenes, not feeling it, you know, like sport's not really there, you know, like it's I know what I'm getting into is quite taxing on a lot of things, and it doesn't mean I don't want to do it, but it means that tax gets paid. And if I don't have results, it really affects me a lot. If I can't deliver, what am I doing? So in any case though, I'm kind of running out of ideas. I think I don't know what to do. I've been, again, it's not that I haven't been trying. There's a lot of things I haven't even remotely mentioned, but I'm still where I'm at right now, and it's what I need to. Something has to change, and I don't know what. So if you got some ideas, that'd be awesome. Other than that, I mean, I don't know what else to say. So yeah, other than that, have yourself a good one. Hope to see you around. Hopefully, again, this isn't like the end of the end, but it certainly feels like it could very well be. So yeah, anyway, have yourself a good one. We'll see you around.